All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. We are so excited to be putting this call on, and we honor and value your time so much. We are going to get to it and get through this quickly so you guys can get on and enjoy your day. So for those who do not know me, my name is Gloria McLean, and next month is my 6-year oil anniversary. So yay! I got started on this journey, like I just said, 6 years ago, and I was definitely not in it for the business. I wanted nothing to do with the community. It took me 7 months to say yes to that bundle. And then I got that bundle home and I started sleeping better. My skin started clearing. My digestion was better. You guys all know you're here. You've fallen in love with the products. And I decided I would go to a class, and that's where I fell in love with the community. Now I had a love for community and the products, and I couldn't get the day off from my daughter's first day of school. And that's the day I decided to take a look at this business model. And it is, as much as that was a really sad day, it was an amazing day because it made me say yes to this opportunity. And this opportunity has been the most incredible yes of my life, besides saying yes to my husband. He tells me to say that. So I just I'm not crying, my eyes just leaking. Sorry, guys. But I may cry on this call. No. We're just gonna say it. These last 2 years have been really freaking hard. And when I started building this business, like I said, it was the community. It was going to a class that made me really feel what made this company stand alone. When I was around the like-minded people who cared about health and who cared about goals, and they were talking about their dreams instead of other people. And I was addicted to that. And then get me to an in-person event and hearing like Royal Crown Diamond speak and how many people they impacted and how many lives they changed, like forget about it. That is what fired me up. And I knew that if I wanted to build a really big business, I had to fill the seats at these events, because if I felt this way, I knew other people would. And so that's what we did. We did classes, we went to events, and we created community, and other people felt like I felt. They were hooked. They wanted more. It was exciting. And so when that got taken away from us in these last 2 years, whew. So as somebody who's been in this 6 years, I know a way that duplicates and works, and I know a way that doesn't. And I'm actually really grateful for that, because it actually gives me even more confidence in sharing what I'm about to share with you guys here on these next couple of slides that I'm going to share. I just want to say that I am not here to say that my way is like the end all be all and you have to do it the way I tell you to do it. I want you to know that this is your business. You're the CEO of your business. Okay. This is the way that I did it and what I can say. And this is not to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying we built to platinum in under 3 years. So the way that we did it really freaking worked. And I will just say, because it duplicated, because it was simple. So with that, I am going to share my screen with you guys. All right. Can everybody see this okay? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay. Yes. Yay. Technology is not like my favorite. It's amazing that I even made this presentation. Okay. So how to build a young living business. So I just first want to start by showing you guys the young living disclosure, okay? And maybe you're like me and your eyes went right to Royal Crown Diamond and you're looking at that going like, oh my gosh, is this real life? Because that's what I did. I was like, wow, and that's crazy. And I just want to also say that when I first got started, my goal, my end all be all goal was silver, because that meant I could quit the job that I was working at that was taking me away from my family, and I could be home full time. And so to me, I thought, oh my gosh, if I could make $3,000 a month, that's like the lottery for life. And I would be just so happy with that. And I'm really happy to say that it went a lot better than what I expected. But if right now you're thinking like, that's crazy, that's never going to be me, it's okay. You're in good company. Your belief will grow as you do. But the quicker you can visualize Royal Crown Diamond, the better. All right. Oops. I did not mean to bump past that. Let's not get too excited. Okay. So earning opportunities. It's really important to share this slide because there is a reason for the system I'm about to share with you guys, okay? And the reason is it's how you maximize the compensation plan. So when we start somebody on a bundle, we are getting a one-time bonus of $32.25 plus 25% on that bundle. So we are getting $67 to start somebody on a bundle. So if you're starting somebody on like a lavender, you might get $5. And if you're sharing that way, however you share, somebody's going to share the way that they were shared with. No one's really making money. No one's catching the vision. No one's getting excited. They're doing a lot of work and they're probably going to burn out. But when you help somebody host a class and share a bundle and they learn that's the way to do it and they turn around and share that bundle, we're getting money in people's pockets super quickly. And $67.50, even if you only shared once, I mean, with the prices of gas and groceries, I'd say $67 is even pretty life-changing right now, let alone sharing 3, right? So this is something that's really exciting to share right now. So the fast start bonus, also when you sign someone up and then they order within their first 3 calendar months, you are going to get that 25% for the first 3 months. So just remember this as I share the system, because I want your brains really thinking of how we can maximize this compensation plan, because I want all of you guys to like have all the success. Also, when you enroll somebody, and then they turn around and enroll somebody, you get 10% of that on your paycheck as well, okay? Yeah. Then there's retail earnings, but we're not going to pay attention to that. Okay, so right now for the month of June, you guys, this is the craziest incentive I have seen so far in my 6 years. This is absolutely amazing. I was on a call setting somebody up over Zoom the other day. She only wanted Thieves products. I shared with her the amazing promotion. She wanted to bump up her order to get that like 15 mil of Valor, because like, hello, I have never seen a 15 mil of freaking Valor. You cannot get that. That's exciting. I don't know if you guys know how amazing that is, but she wanted to get that. And because her order then is a little bit higher, I said, hey, we have this awesome incentive going on right now. And I just showed her the possibilities, even if she just shared with 2 people, what she could be earning. And her response was, well, of course I'm going to share with 2 people. Why wouldn't I? Of course I want to get my order paid for. So that $129 is extra on top of the $67 each. Same with the $258. So if you are helping people host classes this month, $774 on top of 67. I didn't do the math on this, but like, just think about what that could mean in somebody's first month, getting that paycheck. Do you think they're going to stay in this when they get a paycheck that's over $1,000 in 1 month? Like I was all in and my first paycheck was $420. And I was like, this is the best thing I have ever seen. Cause like now I can pay my Visa down, right? So this incentive, do not be afraid to share with somebody, and don't come at it from a place of you need to build a business or you should build a business. It's just, if you share with a few friends, here's what you can earn. Do you want me to help you with that? Right? Really simple. So this is all, again, on top of regular commissions. If you need any clarity on any of this, reach out after the call to any of us and we can help you with that. And then we have Silverbound bonus. And I don't think enough people are excited about this, because this is freaking exciting. Not only are you getting extra income on top of what we just shared, plus the $67.50, plus what you're earning down your line. Okay, not only are we getting all of that, it's teaching you how to structure your business and how to create leaders. And that, my friends, is worth its weight in gold, because I don't know if you've ever heard Lisa's story, but when she first started, she didn't understand structure. And so she put 32 people directly under her on her front line instead of building down. And so that's like leaving money literally on the table. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit more about structure. So all of this information is under member resources in your virtual office. If you have not gone through your member resources, I strongly recommend it. There are some amazing things in there, including all the information on Silverbound. Okay, so your why needs to be stronger than your excuses. I had so many excuses in the beginning, you guys. I was a waitress in a small town. I was brand new here. I did not have a community. And it was because of my daughter. She was my why. I did not want to miss another important moment as a mother like that. I had missed trick-or-treating. I had worked New Year's. I had worked Mother's Day. I was over it. And so that why to be home with my kids trumped anything that I was coming up against. I was working 10-hour days waitressing on concrete floors, and I was coming home rushing, changing, getting dressed to go to a 101. I can't tell you how many times I would have rather just sat home on the couch and put Netflix on, but my why to be home with them was bigger. Okay. And when you achieve the why you set out, just remember to then dream bigger from there, because we can hit that why and then get complacent, and complacency kills dreams. Okay. So I found this quote. I love it so, so much. I didn't have the time. I made the time. I didn't have extra time. We're all busy, right? We're all busy. I made it a priority. I didn't have the knowledge, but I did what I knew. And I was willing to learn new skills. Okay. I did not know how to build a business when I started. And I got a lot of things wrong to get to where I am. Fail forward. I did not have the confidence, but the confidence, it comes with results. When that momentum starts building, when you see things working, that's what builds the confidence. So that's kind of that fake it till you make it. Like, I was not confident at the beginning. I had a lot going against me, but I had enough going for me. I had plenty of excuses, but I chose not to use them, because when there is a why, there is a way. And I read this in a network marketing book one time where it said, if there was two big towers in a city with like a thin board going across them, and somebody said, if you walk across this board, I will give you $200,000, right? Most people are going to be like, no, that's dangerous. Like, it's right. We could fall to our death. We're not going to do that. But if your family was on the other side and the building's on fire, you're going to run. You're not going to think about it. And that's the difference of having a strong why. So money's great, but I recommend not just making it about the money. What does the money do for you? What does the money do for your family? Get really clear on why you want this to work for you. Okay, so simple duplicates. In network marketing, it's not what works, it's what duplicates. And we're all like, yes, we learned that. You get into momentum by teaching a simple system that anyone can do. It cannot be complicated, you guys. Sorry, my eye is really acting up on me right now. Okay, so what this means is you don't want to be an expert, and you don't want to make it complicated. You want the shyest person in the world to look at what you do and be like, oh, that looks pretty easy. I think I can do that. And you want the most confident person to be like, I can do that way better than her. I always laugh because Sunshine's like, I was that person. I thought I could do it better because you didn't know what was in Digest. And I was like, she doesn't even know what's in Digest. I would know that if I was building a business. It's like, right? But that's what you want, because look at the business she's built. She was like, I can do this. So you want to make it so simple that anyone can turn around and do it. Something that Carla Green said was, she was an acupuncturist and she knew all this information about essential oils, and she would go talk about all this information. She would be a wealth of knowledge, and she would sell starter bundles, but nobody was turning around and sharing it. Nobody could do what she was doing. She was selling things and it was working, but if it's not duplicating, you're working harder, not smarter. The simpler, the better. I don't know if I've said it enough times, but like, I'm trying to drill it in. And again, as somebody who's seen it both ways, for myself, as somebody who is a platinum leader, when the world shut down and my system was kind of taken, I was like, I don't know, like all the things about all the products. And that makes me not even know what to share. And it makes me not want to get out and share, because now I have to think about what I'm going to share and And that whole thought of like, I don't know what to share froze me. Whereas this, it's like a 101 a week, easy peasy, right? Lemon squeezy. We're all busy. We don't want anything complicated in our lives. Am I right? So I love this graphic right here. Now, it never works exactly perfect like this, but if I'm the only one doing all the work like Carla was, I'm not going to get 256 people. I don't know 256 people that are going to say yes to me, but I do know a few people, and I can teach those people to share with their people, and those people can turn around and share with those people. And like, we've got, 3,000 people on our team. I didn't know most of you when I got started, right? One person said yes, and that led to a class, and that led to, like Whitney said yes, it led to Aaron, it led to Angela Backus. You know what I mean? So simple duplicates. I think I said simple duplicates enough times that it's like drilled in now. So what is simple is this beautiful system right here that we have, you guys. I cannot stress enough how much I love this 3-step system. When I first got started, the way that I was taught to do the business was a starter bundle on essential rewards. And I had done network marketing before this company, and I thought I had a better way than the people making all the money, which meant I spent a ton of money because I bought a bunch of products. I brought all those products with me to, like, we called them parties. I brought all these products, and people were looking at me like, I don't want to have to buy all that to do this. This is like way too complicated. Whereas they had a simple system. I thought, why wouldn't I get more products in front of people? And it never duplicated, and it didn't work. So I said, network marketing doesn't work, and I'm never doing it again. But really, it was me. I was the problem, and I can happily admit that. So when I came into this and I decided I was going to do this, I decided that I was going to listen to the people making all the money and having all the success. Like, that was a decision I made very early on. So all that to be said, I started with the starter bundle on ER. But my second month, I didn't really know what to order. And that kind of left me like, eh. And luckily I had Lisa that I worked with, and she was able to sit with me and really go through it. But I knew there had to be something that was just set for the first 3 months, so there was no guesswork, because we don't want people to think there's only oils, right? We don't want that. So when we lay out this 3-step system for them, there's no guesswork. They already have their first 3 months lined up, and we're going to get them really excited for 20% back in points. So that's really where we're getting, like, it's a lifestyle. This is like, we're transitioning what we already have into plant, like what we're already buying, we're transferring into products that are plant-based, that are coming to our door, that are exciting, right? This doesn't mean people have to do it exactly in this order or exactly this way. We're not going to talk somebody out of ordering makeup their second month. That's not my point here, but it's just like, here's a really simple way that you can get started, so that in the second month, they're not like, well, I don't want more oils, I don't need anything. Is that making sense? Yes. Yay. I have to keep moving your guys' pictures so I can read the slides. I'm like moving you around. We're going to put you down here now. Okay. So classes and builders. So what made me really interested in the business was that when I went to Lisa's house, and I went to a class, she was reading off a script. She was using only the kit that I already had at home, and it looked so simple. I felt like I could do one next week. And to me, that is what really, really intrigued me, that I could do it. As a busy mom, I was like, this is simple enough. I already had the kit at home. I didn't need to buy anything to do the business. So everyone, if they're starting with this bundle, can turn around and do this business. Like, it's a no-brainer. Classes also keep the focus on new members, right? I had somebody say to me, well, I don't want to keep saying the same thing to the same person. And I'm like, well, you're not doing it right. You're talking to the same person, because what we want to do is, it should be that you're saying the same thing over and over to new people. Okay. So what I would do, I'm going to use Angela Backus as a great example here. So she came to about 5 classes because she wanted to keep learning. I kept inviting her back. I was like, you've already invested your money in this bundle. Keep coming back and keep learning, and like eating the cheese and drinking the wine. Like, we're having so much fun here, right? Make it fun, by the way, so that they want to come back. And by the time she came to her 6th class, I was like, why don't you come up and share with me? Because she was like chiming in. She was like, well, I've got a story for Digest. I've got a story for Lavender. I'm like, why don't you just come up here? And once she got up there, she had a taste of like, oh, this is kind of fun sitting up at the front of the room, like sharing my story. And I got a builder out of it. Right. And she got a business out of it. It's like a win-win-win. So because I kept having the same class and she kept coming back to the same class, she knew how to share on the bundle like a pro, and she was able to get to the front of the room and do the same thing. If I was teaching something different every week, that would have never have happened. If I didn't have a class set up every week, she probably would have got her bundle and I would have never seen her again. So consistent classes are everything. And I'm going to tell you right now, there are going to be times where nobody comes. When we started building our classes in person again, the last 3 months, there were more times where no one came than when people came. But now they're taking off and getting momentum. And now people are bringing their friends back. So just expect that so that you're not hard on yourself. Just know that there are going to be times where no one comes. So classes create builders. It keeps the focus on new members. New members inspire new builders light a fire up your entire organization. Consistency means there's a place to always invite you. We've already covered don't be an expert, and of course, always have fun. If your classes are really dull and boring and you're just giving them like 2 hours of straight information on all the facts, they're not going to come back. They're not going to come back. You have to make it fun. You want to make it like it's their girls' night out kind of thing, or like people, right? It's like, we're going to have wine, and it doesn't have to be wine. It can be tea, but whatever's your jam, just make it fun. Essential rewards is your residual income. Now, Richard Blissbrook has been in network marketing for 40 years. He had his own company. And what he did as a side was he was coaching people from all network marketing companies. And he could not get over the fact that everyone that came from Young Living to his coaching things were making all this money, and they had this huge retention rate. And so he started to look into Young Living, and he was like, this is insane. Normally a retention rate for a network marketing company is maximum 8% retention. Okay. So that means out of 100 people that you're signing up, only 8 people hang around. Young Living's is 40%. 40%. Our team as a platinum, we are at 47.8% retention. That is incredible. And that is because we share essential rewards. If we did not share essential rewards, you guys, we'd be looking for new people every single month. When we get people excited about essential rewards, like this pretty little picture of these pennies, every month we're adding new and new people, and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. So something that I caught on to at the very beginning was that I wanted to be really confident in talking about essential rewards. So I watched videos on essential rewards. I watched how to close confidently on essential rewards. I knew that this was the residual income, and that's what we're here for. We want to make money while we sleep. We want our businesses to keep working when we're not working it, right? And I always just think, I'm obsessed with essential rewards, so it's not hard for me to talk about because I love what I'm getting, so it's easy for me to share. So I really strongly suggest you get confident, and it's so much easier to start somebody on essential rewards than it is to try and get them on it after they've already started. So just really quick, something that I say is I start everybody on essential rewards because you're going to get 10% back, and you're going to get this free oil, or this month it's hand sanitizer. Why wouldn't you start this way? It's easy to opt out if you don't need anything. Like, let's hop on a Zoom and I'll show you exactly where everything is. You're in full control. And they're like, oh yeah, okay. If I was like, there's this like thing, and it's like, you know, you don't need to have it, but like, if you want it, it's fine. It's like, it's there. But like, if I'm weird, they're going to be weird. So get confident. And again, confidence comes from results. So at the beginning, you know, I stumbled on my words a little bit. It took a little bit of practice, but practice comes from doing. So how we get good is by doing, right? So just throw yourself in and practice with your friends if you need to. So building community. A lot of people see like these amazing retreats. I mean, pre-pandemic, these amazing retreats that we were doing, and they're like, how did you get to these big retreats and da 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 da? And I'm like, it all started at 101s. It all started at 101s, and then events. Like I said, I knew events lit a fire in me, so I wanted to bring people there. And so 101 started the community. events fired up the community. We met Crossline. It was amazing. And that's what led into team retreats. And we may be planning, there may be a retreat coming. That's all I'm going to say right now. That's all I'm going to say. So like, get excited about everything we talked about. And yes, and then rinse and repeat. And this doesn't mean that you have to throw a retreat. Okay. This doesn't mean, it can be like a day at the beach. It can be like a hiking group that you bring all your people on. It doesn't have to cost you money to get with your people. It doesn't. So stop thinking it has to be big and lavish. And in the meantime, plug in and leverage the retreats our team puts on and get your people excited for that. That doesn't mean you need to do it. Just leverage the events going on, leverage the retreats. That's what I did. I got people excited for what people were doing. I didn't have to do it. Now I am, but okay, we're almost done here, guys. So relationship business. This business is all about building and nurturing relationships. People are volunteering to buy and work with you, okay? They don't owe you anything. So they do not have to stay on your team. What makes them want to stay on your team? Gossip and expectations are the fastest way to kill your business, and encouragement and support are the fastest way to grow your business. Literally, most of my business is built in my private messaging. When I'm messaging someone like, you're so close to star, I'm so happy for you, or it was so great to see you at the class last night, thank you so much for coming. And I do this with my hand because it's voice memos. I want them to hear my voice. I want them to hear my excitement. We all know we can read text messages in whatever mood we're in. Someone can say something nice and we're like, well, what's that supposed to mean if we're not in the right mood? So like, voice memos for the win, okay? Let them hear that you're excited. So structure, we're not going to talk too much on structure here, but I just want people to understand so that they don't make a Lisa mistake. And I can say that because she has shared that openly as well. You don't want to place everybody on your front line, okay? You get paid, so 6 and then 5 down. This is your cube. I work with people like 20 levels deep. I'm not saying only work in your cube, but this is where you get paid. So for me, the way that I look at it is find 6 people to say yes and help them build their businesses, pour into them, put people under them, get paychecks in their hands, become a star factory, show them this call or show them the silver bound bonus, show them the incentives, get them excited. 6, okay? And then if you build to Royal Crown Diamond and you're bored and you want to build another leg, you can do that and get paid on that too. But like, focus on your 6 and build deep down 5, and then obviously help your team wherever they are. All right, so inviting, just super quick here, never blanket invite, okay? When I get a blanket invite, I ignore it. But when somebody sends me a message and is like, I really want you to come to my party, I miss you, I want to see you, you're going to have so much fun. I'm like, oh, they took time to really like make it special, I'm going to go, right? It's a lot easier to cancel something if there's no intimate connection there. So make it personal. Again, voice memos are the best. Be excited to hear them and know what their needs are. If we're listening, know what their needs are when you're inviting. As an example, if a mom is posting on Facebook that she's not sleeping because of her toddler, when I invite her to the class, I'm going to be like, I know you've been really struggling with sleep. There's this amazing blend that I think would really help you if you wanted to come and just hear more information about that. You can leave your credit card at home. Just come and be a part of the community and da-da-da kind of thing. Make it about them. Make it personal. Blanket invites don't work. Get yourself into action as soon as possible. I mean, like after this call, fill your calendar with your one-on-ones. And if you're like, I've never done a one-on-one and I'm scared, go to somebody else's. If it's Crossline, if it's members, check one out online. Get comfortable with that. Start getting yourself into the action as soon as possible, because action kills doubts and fear, and sitting around and thinking about your business creates it, right? The fastest way that I get through doubt and fear is just by getting in action. Because if I just sit there and let anything stew, it's like, right, your mind, we all know, I see like feeling, yeah. So throw yourself into action. If that's inviting to an event, inviting to a class, reaching out and making new connections, anything like that. So goal setting and vision, get intentional about your business. There was a Harvard study done that you're 40% 40% more likely to achieve the goals you write down, you guys. Isn't that crazy? Because it actually moves it from like the imagination side of your brain into like where your brain's like, how do we figure this out? Like, right? It's like, okay, we need to make this happen. 40% is odds I'm willing to take. So I write down my goals. I get very clear. And as often as possible, I sit and sometimes I just purge. It doesn't even make sense. I'm like, these are all the things I want. And then sometimes I get, more detailed, but just like get it out onto paper. Get clear as often as possible. And I just want everyone just to take a minute just to close your eyes. We're just going to do a quick little like check-in here on the heart. And I just want you to imagine right now your life as big as you can possibly see it, as free as you can possibly feel it. I want you just to imagine where you could travel, how you could be spending your days, if money was unlimited, if all your time was free. Beautiful. All right, that took 1 second, right? Takes 1 second to do a little check-in and to like put that into your cells, okay? So I do that at night before I go to bed. I just like get really clear on what I'm doing this for. Again, when you have a why, you can endure anyhow. So if you want to take just a little screenshot of this, and I can also add it into the event, these are some awesome resources. So we have a business page, we have member resources. The Soul Social is an app that I personally really love. It does cost money, but it has taught me a lot about building online. We have a YouTube channel with like tons and tons and tons of videos, from hormones to business to like libido, like you name it, it's on there. Wildpresentations.com is a call that happens every Thursday night at 5:30 PST from Richard Bliss Brooke. It's a great tool for somebody that just wants to take a look. And then Oily Trends app is one of my favorite apps because it's where I go and I look at all my like who's close to ranking up, who's close to earning the incentives so that I can reach out to people. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to the beautiful Laurence. And she's going to share with us a little bit about building online and what she's noticed in these last little couple of years.
Hi, friends. Thank you, Glow. Hi, everybody. Yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Laurence. I started this business. Actually, it's my oil anniversary this month, 3 years. So super excited, oil anniversary. I just wanted help with like digestion. And honestly, I was like, I just want digest. Just give me digest. And she was like, no, you need the whole bundle. And I did. And I ended up feeling so good. And I just felt like it was right for me to share. I was looking for that freedom and just kind of wanting to make side income. So I was a little bit unsure in the beginning, but Laura, who's my upline and who's also a friend of mine who got me into this, invited me to this this retreat that Glow was putting on. And I went to that retreat and I was like, wow, this is the best thing ever. Like, I've never felt so loved and accepted by people. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And events are everything. So get to events and make events and get your people to events. It took us a few months to get to star. It was like a slow start. So just remember, if you're starting and it's slow, don't worry, you'll get there. But as soon as we hit star and senior star, we got to executive really quickly. And then it took us 2 months to go from executive to silver. And so it was a huge, quick build. And the reason why that happened is because of the energy, the momentum, the excitement, and the classes, the simplicity. And now I've seen what it is to, not make it so simple. And basically that has not been working as well. So I thought I'd share a little bit about that today. But I'm really pumped that I get to stay at home with my baby girl, and I get to, this has led to so much more for me. So if you think like this is just it, no, for me, it's actually not only brought the best people and health and confidence, it's also led me to other opportunities. Like now I do social media management for 2 companies in Fort McMurray. I wouldn't have learned social media if it wasn't for Young Living. So you just have to think about those things too. Like, what else is it bringing into your life? Like, it's pretty freaking amazing. So that's like my story in very, very short, because I want to get to the meat and potatoes. But I just want you guys to know, like, if you have the willingness to do it, you can do this. You really can. So I'm going to share a little bit about sharing online, because that's actually how I built a lot of my business. I did a mixed version, like online and in person. And when I moved to Fort McMurray, the pandemic, it was like a few months before the pandemic. And this is really when I started building. I didn't know a single person here. And I was like, hey, I'm going to do classes. They told me to do classes. I'm going to do classes. I put ads on Facebook. I spent like $5 per ad. Like it was probably like $30 a month that I was spending on ads to try and get people to come to my classes at coffee shops. And then I stopped after a month. I didn't do any more ads. I just told other people to invite their people. And we created a community in person. Pandemic hit, switched to online. And now we're doing like a mixed model. But I saw so much, and our whole team saw so much momentum and growth when we did an event in person. Lo came up, Tamara came up, there were some Amy and Charisse as well. And that was amazing. It created a lot of momentum. But then what happened is we started sharing online, and I started getting like really excited about all these new things I was learning about the algorithm and the content planning and all these different things. And I think I lost my way a little bit. And I want to share that with you guys today, because I want to share with you what are the things that you can focus on if you are sharing mostly online that are going to benefit your business and not just take time. Because if the reason you're doing this is probably because you actually want to spend time with your family and be more present. You don't want to like get away from that. So what I realized is I was getting stressed out, overwhelmed, burnt out, spending way too much time and not getting results. So that's why I think going back to the basics is so important. So one of the things that I realized is like doing so many lives and so many different topics all the time was really fun, but it wasn't necessarily duplicable. So I have enrolled over 150 people since I started Young Living. That is like, if you look at that, you're like, oh, that's amazing. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm actually not. I think that that's not a great thing, because I haven't been focusing on getting other people to duplicate. So I would be at gold if I would have focused more on duplication and not just like, I'm good at enrolling people, but that's not the whole thing about this. So that's also something to think about, is like how to help other people share. And that's why the classes work so well. When you're sharing online, I think one of the most important things is to not just focus on Young Living. Share about things that you love, share about your life, share about other topics that you can connect with people on. Recently, I've loved talking about nourishing my body and food. And I even like wrote an ebook, and that has brought so many people to my page. And those people will, in the long term, love to see Young Living and want to get started, I'm sure. And it'll just take a little bit of time. So just keep yourself talking about other things, but keep it simple when it comes to classes. I think that's like a really, really important thing. Another thing that I did is I created my own Instagram page for my builders and all these things. And I reinvented the wheel. I was like doing all this work and spending so much time making challenges, all these different things, when really I could have been using that time again to focus on classes, simplicity, duplication. So I'm just trying to save you time and say, just come to the Aligned Strictly Biz group and let's just like grow that together. That's really important too. And I think a lot of people, when it comes to online, think that the algorithm is really important, how many times you post, what the real audio that you're using, and like not all of those things are actually as important as speaking to people in direct messaging. How many times are you reaching out to these people that you've hopefully tracked your leads and you know like who are the people who are interested or the people you've been talking to? Those are the people you need to be liking, commenting their stuff, talking to them. Those are the most important things that you can be doing online other than sharing. Of course, you want to add value, but you can't just always be sharing content and spending time making perfect graphics. Use something that's imperfect, show up as yourself. It's way more duplicable. I like to make graphics. So yes, make graphics if you want to, just to make it like easy for people to read, but just keep it simple. And when you're spending time on social media, think to yourself, am I spending more time on social media than I am in my virtual office and conversing with clients or with like members and checking in with builders? Because if you are, then you're doing it wrong, which is what I was doing. So just so you know, guys, I don't know why there's a thumbs up. That's so weird. Yeah, I think my thing just like shows it when I show my thumb. It's like so weird. Anyway, so I think that's really important to mention as well. Recreating systems that demand a lot of time doesn't make sense. When you're alone, it's too hard to do. And when I hit silver, it's almost like I was like, okay, well, I'm my own leader now. I have my team. This is exciting. And it is okay to be a leader and to have your team, but why not link arms with all of us? Because hearing Glow, hearing Tamara, hearing anybody, honestly, like from all of you guys is so inspiring to my team, to me, more than just hearing me repeat the same thing over and over. So just like keep it simple. plug your people into what we're doing. And one more thing I just want to say at the end of all of this that I've been talking nonstop with my team about is confidence is everything. We get in our own heads. You have to go for it. You have to message people. You have to remind yourself every time you're about to go message somebody, remind yourself of your intent and how they're going to receive it. They're going to receive it in a positive way if you know what your intent is. So right before, if you're getting nervous about being salesy, be like, I'm excited to help people. She's going to see how freaking pumped I am to help her. So think that in your head. And then what Glow said about messaging people like in voice notes or videos, I do that all the time. And I sometimes even ask the person like, oh, somebody asked me recently, can I use oils on my babies? And I was like, actually, that's such a good question. I have some things I can send you that I've posted or other resources. And would you be okay if I send you a quick like video of me? I just think it's so much easier. And she's like, yes, please. Send her a video. Now she's about to get started. So it's just like put yourself out there and make mistakes, be a human. And when you're sending the video, be like, yeah, like this is kind of embarrassing. We've never spoke, but like I just feel like I want that genuine connection with you, not like just like a text, you know? Oh, somebody's calling me. Okay. So I just wanted to say that message the person, direct and guide them, send a voice note, follow up with people, and keep track of all the people that you've talked to that might be interested. Like keep track of your leads and then help your people start doing classes. Yeah, you guys got this. I think I repeated a lot of what Glow said because it's just true. It's the best. So thank you for having me, Glow and Tamara. You guys are the best.
Oh my gosh. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's like that real perfect, perfect, perfect. It's so, I just want to say this too, super quick before I pass it to Tamara, because something lit up in me again when I started noticing people were happier at the grocery store. People were like more outgoing as I went out. I was like, something has shifted in the world. And that made me really excited about business again. Because I was like, people are happy again. They see a future again. They're like feeling it. And I went through and I messaged people that have not done anything in the last 2 years. These people aren't gone. So anybody that's been around a minute and you're like, oh, I lost all, they're not gone. I sent them a message and I was like, I really miss you. And I remember once upon a time that you really wanted this. Why don't you come to a class? And they're like, oh yeah, I do miss this. I do want to come. I haven't had anybody tell me to F off yet. Everybody has been excited and like messaging people about the starter bundle. I messaged a few moms I know that were on my chicken list. And I was like, I'm doing a little sleep challenge. I'm making up a roller bottle with frankincense, lavender, northern lights, and copaiba. Would you be willing to try it for 21 days if I sent this to you? And they're like, yes, I want sleep. Hell yeah, I'll take a free bottle of oil. And so these are all ways, you guys, but it takes us reaching them. They're not going to come to you. And I think it's so important what Laurence just said. It comes from confidence because I'm so excited to help them. I'm so excited to see them win. These are women I want to be on this tribe because I love their energy and I love hanging out with them. It's genuine and that makes me excited to reach out. You can do this. Yes, it's a great idea. You can do this with skin. I'll give you the skin thing to try for 21 days. I'll give you this sleep thing to try. I'll give you this pain rub to try. Like reach out and reach out to people who have fallen away because they're not gone. The world's been weird. They might just be waiting for somebody to reach out. Okay. And the worst people can say to you is no. And I promise you're going to live if they do. Okay. I'm going to hand it over now to Tamara. And I'm so excited to hear what she's going to talk about.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Holy, it's been a hot minute since we have done a call like this. So I'm in kind of a unique position because I've been with Young Living for 4 years. The first 2 years were like rocket ships and amazing unicorn. It was just the most amazing 2 years, really. And then COVID hit and it was kind of like, wah, wah. And at the same time, we hit gold at the beginning of COVID, but that didn't have anything to do with COVID because it had just broken like the month before. We hit gold because of the work we had done up to that point, right? And that's where that residual part, that Gloria was talking about. I think our retention rate at the beginning of 2020 was somewhere in the neighborhood of like 58%. again, when you look at network marketing companies, 8%, 8 to 10, is like, you are a rock star. So 50, even 40% is really amazing. So my first year, even though it was like, woo, my whole first year, I did about 60 101s, and I just took exactly Gloria's 101 and duplicated it with my stories. But aside from that, you probably could have watched the two side by side, and even some of the jokes were the same. Like, that's how much we duplicated. Really, it was such a simple thing. And so we did that in those first 60 classes that I did. So I was hosting at least once a week and sometimes twice a week. We probably had over 30 classes where there was nobody there. It was me and like my niece, because she somehow felt obligated to always be at my classes, which I'm super grateful for, because, it wasn't just my wine glass at the end of the class empty that I was posting on Facebook. Thanks for coming, everybody. So, but really, at the end of that year, I think we were probably averaging somewhere between 15 and 20 people at every 101, and had like a 90% enrollment rate of new people that were coming to the 101s. And that was because we did it every single week, even when no one was coming, no one was showing up. But we really focused on let's help get you started, and then let's help you find your 2 or 3 people that also can benefit. Like, everybody has a friend that's dealing with like mom stuff, stress at work, maybe they're not sleeping well, maybe they're having hormone issues. Like, everybody's got people in their lives that are calling out for what we have to offer. And so showing them how to find those people and meet those needs and serve the people you're enrolling and help them serve their people, that duplicates like crazy. And because we took the very simple system Gloria had and duplicated that, our members duplicated that. So, a year in, our members were hosting their own 101s that looked exactly the same as Gloria's 101 and my 101, only with their stories, because it was such an easy thing to do, right? And it wasn't necessarily a script, but it was pretty close. We had seen enough of them and done enough of them. So don't give up. One of the biggest things that I can say, because the last 2 years have been harder, much harder. I didn't build online. I built in person. And while I stayed connected to people online through COVID, the actual building part of it started to fall away a little bit, for sure. And that's just real talk. That was people were having a time. And so, it was looking for the people who can I still serve, who can I still get excited. Bringing people to events was one of the biggest deals, whether it was even getting them to an online event was better than no event at all. But getting people to events in the beginning, getting them around the community. When I started, there wasn't a whole lot of people in Calgary that were doing anything. So we started hosting 101s at the AEC. It wasn't even called the AEC yet. We didn't have an AEC. It was like this gross little office up by the airport. And we would invite every single person. We'd be like, invite your people, invite your cross lines. And we still do that. The classes that we hold now, we invite everybody. It doesn't matter if you're crossline. I don't even care if you're not on the green team, which is like way far away from the top of my organization. And we do 101s very regular, but we also do the odd other kind of event. Like, we're hosting a movie night and watching a movie. It's kind of like Stink on June 9th. So if you know anybody in Calgary, invite them. It's free. They can come. Everybody's welcome. We even invite people from other MLMs to come, because a lot of them are also in the wellness stratosphere. And so, like, I don't even care if you're not going to be on my Young Living team. It's still about the community. And some people will see that community and be like, oh, my leggings company is not doesn't have this kind of community. I like that too. So, you never know. You never know when this is going to speak to somebody, right? And so, yeah, lots of classes where nobody comes, and we just kept doing the things. And it has created huge momentum in our group. Hopefully that will, because like Gloria, we've been back doing them every week. And sometimes we have a few new people and sometimes we don't, but I'm not going to stop doing it because it has been, it's been life-changing for us. I said the other day that I was looking at a product online. It's a product that moms would maybe use for stretch marks after having a baby. And when I saw the health warnings on it, it was like, no matter how hard this gets, I will never stop marching along, beating the drum for why these are safer, better products to have in your home, because I would never stop using them. They're a huge benefit to families globally compared to what they're using. Like, even when it's hard, my hardest day with Young Living is 100% better than my hardest day at any other job I've ever had. Like, it's so much better. Give me a hard day in Young Living over a hard day at the office any day of the week. The best people, the best products, like it just, and the income has been, like Gloria, she helped me get started so that I would have a paycheck right away. And my first paycheck, $500, was like the amount of belief that was instilled in me from that first paycheck was like, holy crap, this is real. I can make money. I can help you make money. It was huge. It was a big deal. And it saved our bacon through. I just want to say it saved our lives during COVID, because the husband was unemployed for 14 months during COVID. And if not for our Young Living income, probably we would have lost our house. So that whole thing Carla Green talks about, that dig your well before you're thirsty, this is the opportunity that we have right now to get people started and help them dig their well, so that when job loss hits, when a health crisis hits, when whatever, maybe they just hate their job, it could be any number of different things. If they work on it now, 2 years from now, they can be a year from now, some people build this way faster. They can be in a very different situation. And that's really what this is about, serving people and leveling them up, helping them find their way to be successful. That's how you're going to find success, is by helping other people be successful. So, yeah.
Amazing. I love it so much, Tamara, because where you were, you had no community, like you shared. And I think a lot of the times people see our community here and they're like, if only I had that, then I could be successful. It's like, if you don't have it, create it. And it's going to start, slow sometimes. And some people are lucky and everybody wants to join them right away. But like, you held on and it built and it grew momentum and you hit gold, which carried you through the pandemic. And I just think your story is so inspiring. So thank you so much for sharing. You guys, I genuinely mean from the bottom of my heart that there has been a shift, and I am so excited for the future for all of us that hung on, because if we can make it through that, oh my gosh, the resiliency that was built, like you guys, and to the people that joined during the pandemic, I'm so excited for you guys to see this company in full swing, because the events, the 101s, this is where all the community is built. And something that Laurence and I were talking about the other day that I'll just quickly share before I let you go is she noticed that all the people that really hung on in her business were people that had been to a retreat or had been to things where they felt that family connection, because that is what keeps us like a family. And so I just thought, wow, that's so impactful to know that retreats really do just continuously send that ripple, or events, continuously send that ripple. So it also took Tamara 18 months to say yes to me. Just so you guys know, she never said, no, don't ever message me again. But she said to me, no, thank you. Not right now. It's not a good time, or I can't right now, or And it always kind of left the door open. So I would leave it a little longer and then like mention it again. And then one day she messaged me and said, take my money before I change my mind. And I did. And I'm grateful that you said yes. So yeah, we are excited to get back to the basics. And again, just another thing is I did have signups online during this pandemic, but when they asked me how to build a business, I didn't have anything. I didn't know what to say to them. And so it was like, I was getting signups, but it wasn't going anywhere. With this system, you guys, we can say, oh my gosh, all you need is your starter bundle. Here's how you max out the compensation plan. Here's how you make it about the lifestyle versus a one-off sale. So this system, I'm telling you, it's amazing. It works. And I'm excited to see you all grow. And I can't wait to celebrate all of your freaking rank ups on the Align and Rise Biz page as it grows. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. If anybody has any questions, don't ever be afraid to reach out. I'm always here. And I know everybody feels the same on this call today. And we are going to be doing these calls, that same call that you just saw, basically once a month. So if you have new builders that are like, how does it all work? How do you max out the compensation plan? Okay, so we'll have that to plug people into, and go book those classes. Mwah. Have a great day. Bye.